Have you ever felt utterly lost, adrift in a landscape, both physical and emotional, where the familiar landmarks of your life have vanished? Imagine waking up in a world that doesn't recognize your name, your history, or the very essence of who you are. That feeling, that profound sense of displacement, is the starting point of a story that explores the resilient spirit of a young Apache boy. He is cast into an unknown world, separated from his family and the comforting embrace of his tribe, left to navigate a vast and unforgiving desert alone. This isn't just a tale of physical survival, though that element is undeniably present. It's a deeper exploration, a poignant journey into the heart of identity and the enduring power of cultural connection. Picture him, a young boy, a child of the desert, suddenly facing a reality utterly foreign to him. The familiar rhythms of his life, the songs, the stories, the faces he knew, are replaced by an unsettling silence, a void filled with uncertainty. He is a solitary figure, searching for a path, a beacon, a way back to the life he once knew. The circumstances of his separation are shrouded in mystery, adding another layer of complexity to his already challenging situation. He wanders for days, his small frame battling hunger, thirst, and the crushing weight of loneliness. His world narrows to the immediate needs of survival, each sunrise bringing a renewed sense of isolation. Then, a glimmer of hope appears in the form of a solitary farmer, a man who offers him shelter and care on a remote ranch. This ranch, a refuge from the harsh realities of the desert, becomes a new kind of prison. It is a place of safety, but also of profound disconnection. Surrounded by a landscape that doesn't echo with his traditions, the boy grapples with the loss of his cultural roots. He finds himself in a world that doesn't understand his language, his beliefs, his very way of being. The horizon, once a symbol of freedom and possibility, becomes a constant reminder of his lost home, his gaze fixed on the distant land where his family resides. This narrative is not just about the physical journey. It delves into the internal struggles of a young boy trying to reconcile his past with his present. He is torn between the memories of his tribe and the new world that is slowly shaping him. Will he ever find his way back? Or will the new environment, the unfamiliar customs, and the absence of his cultural identity irrevocably change him? The story is a powerful meditation on resilience, the significance of our origins, and the enduring human need to belong. It's a journey of loss, discovery, and the unwavering quest for reconnection with what truly defines us. Consider the profound impact of isolation on the human psyche, especially when coupled with the loss of one's cultural moorings. The young Apache boy's story, therefore, becomes a potent exploration of this psychological terrain. He isn't merely lost in a physical sense, he's adrift in a sea of emotional and spiritual desolation. Imagine the weight of this solitude, amplified by the echoes of his forgotten home, the whispers of his ancestors, and the familiar scent of the desert that no longer comforts him. This internal landscape, more than the external one, becomes the true battleground of his survival. Building on this, the farmer's ranch, while offering physical safety, presents a complex paradox. It's a sanctuary, yet it simultaneously reinforces the boy's sense of displacement. The very act of offering him shelter inadvertently highlights the chasm between his past and present. He is, in essence, a transplant, a seed removed from its native soil, attempting to take root in an alien environment. Consequently, his internal world becomes a battleground of conflicting emotions, a struggle to reconcile the memories of his tribe with the realities of his new life. Furthermore, the narrative delves into the intricate interplay between memory and identity. The boy's recollections of his home, his family, and his cultural practices are not merely nostalgic recollections. They are the very building blocks of his sense of self. As time passes, these memories become both a source of comfort and a painful reminder of what he has lost. Another crucial layer is the subtle erosion of his cultural identity. Without the daily rituals, the shared language, and the communal experiences that once defined him, he faces the slow, insidious loss of his core self. Conversely, the farmer, with his kind-hearted intentions, inadvertently contributes to this identity crisis. He offers care and protection, but he cannot provide the cultural context that the boy so desperately needs. Now, consider how this applies when you face a similar displacement, even on a smaller scale. Moving to a new city, changing jobs, or even experiencing a significant life transition can trigger a similar sense of disorientation. The boy's journey, therefore, becomes a microcosm of the human experience, a universal story of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring quest for belonging. The absence of his cultural connections doesn't just affect his emotional well-being, it also influences his perception of the world. The ranch, the farmer, the new landscape all become filtered through the lens of his past, creating a complex tapestry of emotions and experiences. Consequently, the boy's quest for identity is a continuous journey, not a destination. It is a process of navigating loss, cherishing memories, and forging new connections, all while striving to maintain a sense of self in the face of profound adversity. The narrative's potency also lies in its exploration of the power of nonverbal communication, particularly in the absence of a shared language. Consider the young Apache boy's experience. He is thrust into an environment where words often fail him. In this context, the unspoken language of gestures, expressions, and shared experiences becomes paramount. He must learn to decipher the farmer's intentions through careful observation, to interpret the nuances of his actions, and to find solace in the subtle forms of connection that transcend linguistic barriers. This dynamic provides a compelling case study in human adaptability. Building on this, the boy's survival hinges not only on his physical resilience, but also on his capacity to understand and respond to the unspoken cues of his new world. His ability to read the farmer's moods, to anticipate his needs, and to offer assistance without being explicitly instructed becomes crucial for fostering trust and establishing a bond. The farmer, in turn, must learn to communicate his care and concern through actions, through the provision of food, shelter, and a sense of security. Another crucial layer is the examination of the farmer's perspective. He, too, is a character shaped by his own experiences, potentially marked by loneliness and a deep-seated desire for connection. His decision to take in the boy is not merely an act of charity, it is a reflection of his own needs and vulnerabilities. Perhaps the boy's presence fills a void in his life, offering companionship and a renewed sense of purpose. Therefore, the story is not only about the boy's journey, but also about the transformative power of human connection.
Furthermore, the narrative showcases the complexities of cultural assimilation. The boy faces a constant internal struggle, balancing the preservation of his heritage with the demands of his new environment. He is, in essence, a bridge between two worlds, tasked with navigating the challenges of adapting to a new culture while maintaining his sense of self. The story challenges the notion of complete assimilation, suggesting that true integration involves a delicate balance between embracing new experiences and retaining the values and traditions that define one's identity. Conversely, the ranch environment itself becomes a character, a silent witness to the unfolding drama. The vastness of the desert, the isolation of the setting, and the simplicity of the farmer's life create a unique backdrop for the boy's journey. The stark beauty of the landscape mirrors the boy's internal struggles, reflecting his loneliness, his resilience, and his enduring connection to the natural world. The relentless sun, the whispering wind, and the starry nights become constant reminders of the world he has lost and the world he is trying to navigate. Consequently, the narrative offers a nuanced exploration of grief and healing. The boy's loss is not just about the separation from his family. It encompasses the loss of his familiar world, the erosion of his cultural identity, and the uncertainty of his future. His journey is a process of mourning, of adapting, and of gradually rebuilding his sense of self. Now, consider how this applies when you face the inevitable losses that life presents. The story becomes a testament to the human capacity for resilience, for finding hope in the face of adversity, and for forging connections that can heal and sustain us. The narrative's complexity also stems from its exploration of the internal conflicts arising from the clash of two distinct worldviews. The young Apache boy carries within him the accumulated wisdom of his tribe, a worldview intricately woven with the rhythms of nature, the reverence for ancestors, and a deep understanding of the land. This holistic perspective stands in stark contrast to the more individualistic and pragmatic outlook often associated with the farmer's world. Furthermore, this juxtaposition highlights the challenge of bridging cultural divides. The boy's initial comprehension of the rancher's actions and the rancher's understanding of the boy's silence are filtered through their respective cultural lenses. Misunderstandings, albeit unintentional, become inevitable. The farmer might perceive the boy's quietness as shyness or even disinterest, missing the deeper significance of his reticence, a reflection of respect, contemplation, or perhaps a deep-seated fear of vulnerability in a new environment. Building on this, consider the implications of this cultural disconnect on the boy's emotional development. His struggle to reconcile his traditional beliefs with the unfamiliar practices of the ranch becomes a constant source of internal turmoil. The boy may, for example, be raised to value communal living, while the rancher's lifestyle emphasizes independence and self-reliance. The boy would then have to make a difficult decision, one that would shape his personality in the long run. Consider how this applies when you face the inevitable losses that life presents. The story becomes a testament to the human capacity for resilience, for finding hope in the face of adversity, and for forging connections that can heal and sustain us. The narrative's complexity also stems from its exploration of the internal conflicts arising from the clash of two distinct worldviews. The young Apache boy carries within him the accumulated wisdom of his tribe, a worldview intricately woven with the rhythms of nature, the reverence for ancestors, and a deep understanding of the land. This holistic perspective stands in stark contrast to the more individualistic and pragmatic outlook often associated with the farmer's world. Furthermore, this juxtaposition highlights the challenge of bridging cultural divides. The boy's initial comprehension of the rancher's actions and the rancher's understanding of the boy's silence are filtered through their respective cultural lenses. Misunderstandings, albeit unintentional, become inevitable. The farmer might perceive the boy's quietness as shyness or even disinterest, missing the deeper significance of his reticence, representing respect, contemplation, or perhaps a deep-seated fear of vulnerability in a new environment. Building on this, consider the implications of this cultural disconnect on the boy's emotional development. His struggle to reconcile his traditional beliefs with the unfamiliar practices of the ranch becomes a constant source of internal turmoil. The boy may, for example, be raised to value communal living, while the rancher's lifestyle emphasizes independence and self-reliance.
The boy would also learn to trust the farmer's intentions and to accept help. Conversely, the narrative subtly challenges simplistic notions of assimilation. The story doesn't advocate for the boy to completely abandon his cultural heritage. Rather, it suggests that true adaptation involves integrating new experiences while preserving the core values that define him.
It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, showing how one can navigate the complexities of cultural exchange without sacrificing one's essential self. Consequently, the boy's journey becomes a poignant reminder of the importance of cultural understanding. It underscores the need to approach unfamiliar customs and beliefs with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Now, consider how this applies when you encounter individuals from different backgrounds. The story prompts us to look beyond surface-level differences and to recognize the shared humanity that binds us all. The boy's story is a lesson about the power of empathy and the importance of celebrating diversity. The narrative's exploration of resilience finds its truest expression in the boy's ability to adapt and transform, even in the face of profound loss and displacement. He doesn't simply endure, he evolves. Consider, for instance, the subtle shifts in his behavior. Initially, he might retreat into silence, a defense mechanism against the overwhelming unfamiliarity. Eventually, however, this reticence gives way to tentative explorations. He begins to observe the farmer, to mimic his actions, and to tentatively engage with the new environment. Another crucial layer is the manner in which the boy's survival instincts are activated. He learns to navigate the physical landscape, to identify sources of food and water, and to understand the rhythms of the ranch. This is not simply about physical survival, it is about the development of resourcefulness, adaptability, and a deep connection to the land. He becomes, in essence, a student of his new surroundings. Furthermore, the story subtly investigates the formation of an unexpected kinship. The farmer, initially a stranger, gradually becomes a paternal figure, not through explicit pronouncements, but through shared experiences and quiet acts of care. The boy, in turn, learns to trust, to rely on the farmer's presence, and to accept his guidance. It is a testament to the human capacity for connection, the ability to forge meaningful bonds even in the most unexpected circumstances. Building on this, however, the boy's journey is not without its internal struggles. He grapples with the emotional baggage of his past, the memories of his family, and the yearning for his homeland. The ranch, while offering solace, also serves as a constant reminder of what he has lost. He might find himself gazing at the horizon, not just for a way back, but also to reconcile his past with his present. Conversely, the narrative doesn't shy away from the complexities of identity formation. The boy is not simply absorbing a new culture, he is actively negotiating his place within it. He is constantly making choices, weighing the values of his tribe against the realities of his new life. He might, for example, learn the farmer's language, but he will never forget his own. He would also learn new skills and trades, but he will never abandon the ones he learned from his tribe. Consequently, the boy's story is about the enduring power of the human spirit. Now consider how this applies when you face a personal challenge or a new environment. It underscores the importance of adaptability, the ability to find strength in adversity, and the transformative potential of human connection. The boy's experience is a powerful reminder that even in the face of loss, there is always the possibility of growth, of resilience, and of forging a new path forward. Consider the profound impact of the desert landscape itself as a character within this narrative, shaping the boy's journey in ways that go beyond mere physical hardship. The vastness, the silence, the stark beauty, these elements become active participants in the unfolding drama. Furthermore, the unforgiving nature of the environment mirrors the boy's internal state, reflecting his isolation, his vulnerability, and his resilience. The sun, a relentless force, beats down upon him, just as the weight of his loss bears down on his spirit. Building on this, the lack of water and the scarcity of resources force the boy to hone his observational skills. He must learn to read the subtle signs of the desert, to identify potential sources of sustenance, and to navigate the treacherous terrain. This is not simply a matter of survival, it is a process of profound learning, a transformation that molds him into a different person. The desert, in its harshness, becomes his teacher, imparting lessons in humility, resourcefulness, and the interconnectedness of all living things.
Another crucial layer is the symbolic significance of the horizon. For the boy, the horizon represents not only the distant lands of his tribe, but also the boundaries of his current reality. The act of gazing at the horizon becomes a daily ritual, a way of connecting with his past, of maintaining hope for the future, and of grappling with the present. It's a constant reminder of his displacement, but also a testament to his unwavering spirit. Conversely, the farmer's ranch, a haven from the desert's harshness, offers a contrasting perspective. The presence of cultivated land, the availability of water, and the comfort of shelter create a sense of security that is foreign to the boy's previous existence. The contrast between the two environments highlights the boy's journey from a life defined by scarcity and freedom to one of relative abundance and confinement. He is a child of the open spaces, now adapting to a more structured existence. Consequently, the narrative prompts us to reflect on the power of place and the impact of environment. Now, consider how this applies when you face a significant life change. The boy's experience is a reminder that our surroundings can profoundly shape our experiences. The story also encourages us to recognize the importance of adaptability, the ability to find solace in nature, and the capacity to thrive even in the most challenging environments. The boy's story shows how we can find a sense of grounding and resilience. As the narrative threads intertwine, we begin to perceive the story not merely as a chronicle of hardship, but as a profound exploration of the human condition. The young Apache boy's journey transcends the specifics of his circumstance, becoming a universal allegory for the search for belonging, the struggle against adversity, and the enduring power of the human spirit. We've witnessed the unraveling of his world, the fragmentation of his identity, and the gradual, often painful process of rebuilding. The story's true resonance lies in its ability to illuminate the intangible dimensions of experience. It's about the echoes of memory that resonate within us, the unspoken languages that bind us, and the subtle yet powerful forces that shape our character.
Think of it as a tapestry, where each thread, the loss of culture, the imposition of new surroundings, the forging of unexpected bonds, contributes to the overall design. The boy's story, at its core, is a testament to the resilience of the human heart, capable of adapting and thriving even in the face of profound loss. In light of these insights, the very landscape of his experience transforms. What initially appears of a barren, isolating setting gradually reveals its capacity for nurturing growth. The desert, once a symbol of hardship, becomes a crucible for transformation, a place where the boy's spirit is forged. The ranch, once a symbol of displacement, becomes a place of unexpected connection, a space where new bonds are formed and new understandings begin to emerge. Reflecting on this journey so far, we see how the narrative invites us to consider our own experiences of displacement, our own moments of adaptation, and our own quests for belonging. The boy's story functions as a mirror, reflecting our own vulnerabilities, our own strengths, and our shared humanity. As we pivot towards the final reflection, it is this shared human experience, the capacity for resilience, the power of connection, and the unwavering search for identity that will leave the most lasting impression. The poignant narrative of the young Apache boy, adrift in a world profoundly altered, compels us to confront the fundamental human experience of loss, adaptation, and the relentless quest for selfhood. His odyssey, etched against the backdrop of the unforgiving desert and the unexpected sanctuary of the ranch, is more than a tale of survival. It is a profound meditation on the enduring power of identity and the intricate dance between memory and transformation. We've witnessed the dismantling of his familiar world, the erosion of his cultural roots, and the slow, painstaking process of rebuilding a sense of self amidst the unfamiliar. The beauty of this story lies not merely in its depiction of hardship, but in the subtle ways it reveals the resilience inherent within the human spirit. The boy, stripped of his cultural moorings and thrust into an alien environment, doesn't simply succumb to the weight of his circumstances. He adapts, he learns, he forges connections, and ultimately,
He finds a way to honor his past while embracing the possibilities of his present. The landscape, initially a symbol of isolation, becomes a classroom, teaching him the lessons of survival, resourcefulness, and the interconnectedness of life. The farmer, once a stranger, evolves into a paternal figure, offering solace and guidance in a world that often seems devoid of both. This narrative offers a powerful lens through which to examine our own lives. How do we navigate the inevitable losses that life presents? How do we reconcile the memories of our past with the realities of our present? How do we forge meaningful connections in a world that often feels fractured and fragmented? The boy's journey becomes a mirror, reflecting our own vulnerabilities, our own strengths, and our shared capacity for resilience. It reminds us that even in the face of profound adversity, there is always the potential for growth, for healing, and for the rediscovery of our essential selves. The story's enduring impact lies in its unwavering affirmation of the human spirit. It's a reminder that our identities are not static entities, but rather dynamic constructs, constantly evolving in response to the challenges and opportunities that life presents. The true practice begins now.
The questions it raises, the meaning of home, the importance of heritage, the power of human connection linger long after the final page is turned. It is a testament to the enduring power of storytelling to illuminate the complexities of the human heart and to inspire us to embrace the beauty of our shared journey.